Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Now we're gonna test the Samsung M30s, um, the gaming performance. So straight away you go to the game launcher, and you have like multiple games with some analysis over here. So we have Call of Duty, we have PUBG Mobile, PlayStation 2. So that's you can see emulators. We have the Dolphin emulator. We're gonna test that later. Uh, but it's just a nice looking dashboard that you have here. So let's get into, first off, let's get to PUBG because we want to see if it runs at 60 frames per second. I mean, this Exynos version from Samsung, the new one. And the purpose here is actually to have a smooth way to play PUBG at 60 frames. Otherwise, it's useless because everyone knows if you play PUBG at 30 frames, you most likely gonna get owned by the guys who play it at 60 frames because it's simply they are faster. They have faster screen, faster display. Okay, what is this? All right, so first off, here you can see it's actually 60 frames. I can see exactly from where I'm using it now as 60, pure 60, because you can go here, go to the graphics and smooth, and you can hit on extreme, enjoy the 60 frames per second. Now if you go to a fixed style and put it in a movie, what will happen, frame rate is gonna drop a little bit because it is gonna be hungry, spec hungry. So as you can see, it's dropping a little bit here. So the best setting for Samsung M30s when playing PUBG, put it on smooth, extreme, and classic, so you can get the best performance. Now go back here. Yep, from where I see it is 60 frames, but you need to go back because there's issue like when you switch graphics, you have to. So you can, let's just say if you want to play at 30, you can go to HDR Ultra. That's like the maximum, and this is like 30 frames. You want to go 60, back to smooth, extreme, click OK, and get the 60 frames per second. That's nice. So that's about PUBG, guys. It is possible to play the game in 60 frames on this phone. Now, when it comes to playing a long game, like if you play for 15 minutes, 20 minutes PUBG, it's okay for you. But if you play for 1 hour, as you know, most phones with a long period of time is gonna heat, so throttling gonna happen unless you have like the Red Magic Red Magic 3S with the fan inside, or the ROG phone with the additional fan. Then you don't need to worry about playing the game for hours and hours and hours. Let's go to the Call of Duty. Now I see how it actually plays. The good thing about this chipset is that the graphics has been overclocked, so it's actually good for gaming. It's like it's a sweet spot. Let me just show you, because it's not actually like the Snapdragon 730 graphics. It's almost like that. It's almost there. It's very competitive. So I think I get it on the guest mode. Yep, that's a new thing with the Call of Duty, the zombie stuff, zombie or nightmare. Whatever, man. I didn't do this. But I mean, the screen looks nice, man. I love it. Especially the speakers. The single speaker on the back here is very loud and very clear. Surprisingly, with that given price point. Now, let's take a look at the graphics. Let's go to audio graphics. So it's manageable to hit high, and also you can maximize everything. Like even bloom, I think bloom you can click it. No, so you have everything set on high, and that's a good news. So the second question is, does it play 60 frames? Well, let's go and see. The only way you know if it's playing at 60 is you playing the game itself, because the menu doesn't show you that it's running 60 frames, nor the settings. So you have to play the game itself, so you can judge by your eyes that it's actually running at 60 frames. Okay, select Black Ops. Okay. So I'll be honest with you guys. From what I'm seeing right now, this is not. This is not actually 60. This is around 50. Let me just double check. Maybe the game gonna start. Yeah, that's around 50 frames. That's not six. That's not pure 60, guys. It's not pure 60. Maybe the it's good enough. It's good enough, but it's not. It's not actual 60 frames. It's around 55, 50 frames. Sometimes drops, but doesn't go. It doesn't go below 40, guys. It's playable. It's very playable here, as you can see. It's very playable. It's very playable. So no worries at all. You can play the game at this frame rate. So you can just go back if you want to. If you want to, I mean, if you want to get the best performance possible playing the game, right? They can just go. Where is back? All right. Oh my God, they just messed up everything. Okay, so let's try and go quit the game, leave the match. Actually, I could done it. I could have done it in the game actually, but I want to just do it all over again in the setting. So maybe the loading could be better. It could, I think it's better to do it from the settings straight away. So you go to the graphics, set it on medium. Don't mess up with the frame rates. Keep the frame rate high. Just lower the graphic quality. Okay. Maybe you can just drop something here, but never mind. This is really good enough actually. So once you do that, okay, once you go and put it on medium, just play the game again. Now this should, if I'm getting maximum graphic performances around 60, like 50, 55, 50, around that number, I mean, that judging by the naked eye, of course, this should actually hit the 60 without any doubts. Yep, that is a 60. That's a pure 60, guys. That's a pure 60. That's beautiful. So yeah, there you go. 60 frames per second. That's nice. No issues at all. Beautiful. Nice. All right, guys. Let's go back to the game launcher. So now let's try some emulation. Let's go to the Dolphin, and I'm going to load some games that I have on my SD card. That's I have the emulation on. Let me just go to the. Give me 1 second, and I'm actually, I'm very, very, very optimistic about this phone because it's actually playing tough games in a high setting. It's playable, but if you lower it by a little bit, you can actually play these games. I mean, if you lower the setting to medium but keeping the frame rates high, you can play these games. It's really nice. But what about the emulators, guys? So what we have here, these are the games that I have. I have Zelda, Emblem, and for the Wii, I have Tales of Symphonia, I have Xenoblade Chronicles. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna load the Zelda game and hope for the better. I didn't change anything. I just installed the Dolphin, and now I just put the game from the SD card, and let's see if it actually can work. Okay. So the sound is a little bit not syncing really. Now, emulation or emulators actually compatible with the Snapdragon processors. It's actually optimized for the Snapdragon, but we have the Exynos here. So it's very interesting to see if actually does make any changes or make it better or maybe worse, because we're talking about the 10 nanometers processor. This is not me. Okay, can we skip this? we cannot skip it. But the point here, I think there is a way that you click double clicks or something that you can skip. Some hacking way you can do it. But anyways, let's just give it a second here and talk about emulation. So yeah, the emulator is actually optimized for the Snapdragon, and this is the other case because MediaTek is not also optimized for the emulation. Except if you screen like 720p, very low resolution, it can work. But the high resolution screens with the high graphics processor, almost every processor on the market struggle except the Snapdragon 845, Snapdragon 835 because they are optimized for the games. And now, of course, the Snapdragon 855 and 855 Plus does have higher clock speed in the processor, and because of that, you can actually deliver higher graphical performance. I mean, we're talking about almost 3 gigahertz graphics when it comes to the Snapdragon 855 Plus. Anyways, I'll just cut this short, and once the game starts, I'll come back. Alright guys, now back to the game. You can see too much lag here, sound is cutting. So it's struggling to run the game. I'll be honest with you. You know, the sound actually, that's a problem with the, you know, syncing the GPU with the audio is one thing, but you can see the graphics. I mean, it's okay. They're okay actually, working fine. But if you are willing to play the game with this type of the sound where it's not syncing, well, maybe that is. Let me try just to skip this part. But overall, it reminds me of the Snapdragon 660 where I played the game. It's almost the same thing when I used to have the Nokia 7, you know, back in the day. But it seems like, let me just reduce the volume a little bit so I get kicked out of YouTube, man. I'm not sure about these people, man. Sometimes they set rules that are very difficult to you know, to follow. But anyways, guys, the game looks like it's playable. Just one thing though. The problem here. Let me just try to. I think I'm gonna work now. Yep. All right, so let's take a look. Let's go down. All right. So let's go this way and run. Yep. It's working fine. Whoa. Actually, surprisingly, it works fine. But yeah, it's sometimes in some areas where it actually struggles. It's around this. Let's reduce the sound a little bit. So yeah, you can play the game, guys. You can play the game, no issues. Yeah, that's good. All right, that's about it, guys. Let's go back. Oops, emulators, exits. All right, so since we are here, let's try the Wii games, and let's try the I doubt Xenoblade is gonna play in this. No way it's gonna play here. So let's try the other one, which is the Tales of Symphonia. It's a very known game. Starts. It's a problem with the sound. Yep, struggling. struggling, guys. Oh, we reached 5%. Finally, I'm trying to kill this phone. It doesn't die, guys. Trying my best to kill this phone. It does not die. I mean, this phone has 6,000 milliamp battery, and since I opened the box, it has 50%. I'm trying to kill this game. It doesn't die. It doesn't. Again with this stuff. Oh, so there is something with Samsung that if your battery is around 5%, the screen dims so far, and I don't like that, because here's the game booster, guys. If you want to look at the game boosters, you can monitor the temperature, you can monitor the memory, so all of this stuff is visible to you, which is good. And it shows you the battery and how much time you can spend. So in 5% I can play for 44 minutes, which is insane. You can click on record if you want to record your screenshot, have screen touch lock, everything. You can, let's see the advanced here. You can auto lock screen, power saving, full screen apps, pop-up panel. So you have some good stuff over here. Just like, it reminds me like the Rogue Phone 2, maybe around that stuff, you know. So the screen is dimmed because let me try to bring it back. Yeah, I can bring it back. That's good. Okay, so that's great. All right, so we cannot just skip, right? Let's see. Oh, actually the Wii plays good. See the graphics? No issues, guys. You can play the Wii games here. Maybe you face some stuttering when it comes to the sound, but that might be fixed in later updates, because it's a constant improvement in the emulator. So the video looks nice, it doesn't cut, but the sound is the problem. So there you go, as you can see. Now you might ask me, what should I use the PlayStation 2 Pro emulator? No, because to be honest with you, the emulator, the PS2 emulator is not, it's not being updated properly. It should be updated on 3.0 version, which will improve a lot of games. But for now, even the Snapdragon 855, some games does not play on this emulator. So the emulator itself need to be fixed so we can test it. That's why I didn't test it on the Samsung M30s. However, once we get the the 3.0 version, we can just test it on this phone. Maybe we'll see way better performance. That's it, guys, for gaming. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Please like and share and subscribe, and see you guys later.